But Tesla is also the best company in the world. And you look at the scaling of the two factories and what their output is going to be. Tesla is the most exciting growth company in the world. What Tesla has in the next 12 months is so exciting, it makes Apple look like one of the most boring companies ever.
Autopilot is not really autopilot. We know this.
In this video, long-term Tesla bull and savage Ross Gerber continues to bang the drum on Tesla stock, so don't say he didn't warn you. The mainstream finance media reacts to news that Tesla will be massively increasing the price of FSD as promised, and also continues to spread lies and misinformation about Tesla. What a surprise. So let's get into it. Guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. Quick look today at the stock market. Tesla stock up 2.25%, closing just under $890 per share. Tesla's market cap, as I record this, $928 billion. And yes, I'm going to say it again, still in my opinion, the best risk-adjusted opportunity that I'm aware of in the stock market. Of course, actions speak louder than words, so if you're a Patreon subscriber, head over there now, check out the latest video, the final update on my money printer, showing how I conjured up about $450,000 out of thin air and have been loading up with every spare cent going straight into Tesla stock. Just a quick bit of context, Tesla stock year to date down about 25%, but over the last 1 year, up 25%. Let that one sink in. Tesla stock massively outperforming the wider market today. The Nasdaq 100 down slightly. Apple stock down as well. Amazon stock up 1/3%. Google stock down 1/3%. Rivian stock down 2.5%. Lucid stock down 0.75%. The bell curve continues to exist. Nikola stock up almost 6%. And the ARK Innovation ETF down 0.5%. Now we're going to hear from a Tesla bull, and then we're going to hear some Tesla bull shit in the mainstream finance media. What a surprise.
But Tesla is also the best company in the world.
Well, it's impossible to argue with that point from Ross, but he's right in more ways than one. Obviously, I am a little bit biased, but as I've said 1 trillion times, I personally believe that Tesla is the best risk-adjusted opportunity, at least that I am aware of in the stock market. So from that point of view, 100% best company in the world if you're a long-term stock investor. Again, obviously, just my opinion, but I think my opinion is probably going to age relatively well. Best company in the world in terms of execution, leadership, engineering talent, capabilities, future profitability, unassailable lead. I could keep going on and on and on. Oh, and then there's the whole saving the planet thing. Best company in the world in terms of saving the planet by miles. Oh, wait. And then there's the whole best company in the world in terms of all the lives saved, injuries prevented, and disabilities prevented as they continue to improve their autonomous software. So no matter which angle you come at it, whether it's from behind, above, I think the point was Ross is right. Best company in the world, no matter which way you think about it.
What I constantly try to explain to people who are overweight Tesla, that the volatility that you feel when the stock's moving around because Elon's tweeting this or selling that or doing this, it's just part of owning Tesla, but it doesn't change what their outcome is perceived to be in the future, which could be incredible. And I'm not talking long term, I'm talking in the next 12 months. What Tesla has in the next 12 months is so exciting, it makes Apple look like one of the most boring companies ever. Because it is.
Once again, hard to argue. Not only do we have Tesla AI Day just around the corner, a little over 1 month from today as I record this, we've also got the launch of the Cybertruck, plus the continued ramping in Austin, Berlin, Shanghai, and yes, continuing to eke out more incremental capacity at Fremont as well. Never mind the possibility of a new $25,000-ish Tesla, aka dedicated robotaxi. Who cares about the stock split, whatever. Let's ignore the billions upon billions of dollars of quarterly profits Tesla will be producing that Wall Street still can't see. Never mind the massive expansion of their full self-driving fleet. Never mind the progress of their autonomous software. Yeah, you know what? Ross is wrong. Boring. Next 12 months for Tesla, yawn fest. Apple's definitely much more exciting. Can't wait for the next iPhone.
And that's why it's number 3 in our portfolio, and it's a high weighting, is we got Tesla and then we got Apple. And Apple's been one of the best investments I've ever had in my life. Now, for those of you who don't know, I started investing when I was 13 years old. That was 38 years ago. And the stocks I own, Apple, Disney, IBM, and Viacom, have done phenomenally well. I haven't owned all of them. I sold my IBM decades ago. Sold my Viacom, which is now Paramount, a while ago. But I kept this Apple and this Disney my whole life. Still have it. And one thing I've learned about stock investing is when you got a great horse, you ride it. You ride it and ride it and ride it. And I've been riding the Apple horse for a long time, and I've been riding the Tesla horse for 8 years, and I got another at least 10 good-looking years in Tesla.
10? Try 30, 40, or 50, Ross. In fact, I might be underestimating as well. Now, I'm not pulling this comment out of my ass. I have done the modeling and the numbers. I don't know what it is, but most investors seem to have this very short-term horizon. I mean, 10 years is not that short-term, but it is in my perspective. 10-year horizon, Tesla, oh yeah, they were growing, the EVs, and then the autonomy, yeah, that's pretty cool, great. The energy business, okay, cool story, bro. People just don't seem to be accounting for the Tesla bot and the inevitable development of AGI and the truly stunning implications. I believe in 10 years' time, it's likely that Tesla will be growing its revenues. Are you sitting down for this? Decades time, Tesla is likely to be growing its revenues around the same percentage amount as it is today, year over year. Now I know, there's going to be a few people that start explaining to me, Steven, that's impossible. No company's ever X, Y, or Z. I don't give a fuck about what any other company's ever done. I give a fuck about what Tesla's going to do. I don't care about previous historical examples of irrelevant companies that aren't Tesla. The writing is on the wall. But don't get me wrong. There will come a point where Tesla's EV production starts to taper off. They can't keep growing at 50+% forever. But there are still around 2 billion, yes, billion with a B, billion ICE vehicles on roads today that need to be displaced. Even at 100 million vehicles per year of global production, will still take 20 years. Tesla's going to get a decent slice of that. But then we talk about robo-taxis, autonomous software, completely disrupting and transforming the way that people get around from point A to point B, completely disrupting the idea of personal car ownership. This story plays out over the next 10, 20, 30 plus years. And then the Tesla bot comes into the picture. If Tesla can nail the bot, and sure, it's going to take time, but if they do, if Tesla bot can eventually get to a point where it can provide useful labor in the marketplace, far in excess of what a human can produce, things get absolutely ridiculous. Let's just play along at home here, folks. If Tesla can produce a bot, and that bot can do the same equivalent amount of work, contribute to the economy, the same amount as a single human being at a 1-to-1 ratio, this is like an infinite money loop, a hack, a glitch in the matrix. For every one bot Tesla produces, the global economy expands, Tesla gets a slice of that, they've added more value. Why would you stop at producing one bot? Why not 10, 100, 1,000, a million, 10 million, 100 million, a billion, 10 billion? Now I know I'm losing some of the audience here. I know I sound insane, but I do want to run through this thought exercise. It is an if, but if Tesla can continue to improve the capabilities of their humanoid robot, and if for each new humanoid robot Tesla produces, it more than pays for its own cost in terms of its contribution to the global economy, there's no arbitrary limitation to how many bots could be useful. If 10,000 bots are useful, 10 million bots are even more useful, so Tesla will produce them. I don't want to ramble on this too much more, but I do want to ask you guys and girls a question. Just in theory, tell me in the comments below, what number of bots, humanoid robots, intelligent humanoid robots that can do at least as much valuable work and contribute to the economy, at least as much as a competent human being? What's the number of bots produced in total by a company like Tesla, after which they're no longer useful? They can no longer add anything to the economy. Is it 10 million, 100 million, a billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, a trillion? What's the number? I really cannot think of a reasonable limit. Until, of course, we start pushing up against the laws of physics. How much energy is available from our sun? How much matter is available somewhere close enough that we can actually get and use it? But that is a very long way away.
In the next 12 months, Tesla will probably master its production in its new facilities in Berlin and Austin for the Model Y lines. In the next 12 months, Tesla will probably be able to scale the 4680 cell, which has been the pain in the butt in getting the scaling of the factories off the ground. Okay. In the next month, we'll probably see a release of full self-driving 69, which will be the final version before a wide release before the end of the year, which will then quell the critics and the complaints about the product that never came. Full self-driving is the most consequential piece of technology that I've seen in a long time. And I just walked back from lunch and saw a beautiful Tesla rear-ended by a crappy ICE vehicle. And the ICE vehicle was smashed up, and the Tesla was okay. And I asked the kid, I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "This car is amazing. I'm fine. I'm so grateful." The Tesla is one of the safest cars on the road. It has the most advanced technology. And full self-driving will revolutionize life as we know it. Over, I think, 9,500 people died in car accidents in the first quarter. A record, up 10%. People are dying daily. And the NHTSB can only worry about whether the front-facing cameras, government regulators worry about all the wrong things. all the time.
Right again, Ross is spitting nothing but facts today.
It's the most consequential software for saving lives that I have seen in a long time. How many people have died because a full self-driving car ran over them? And the answer is 0, okay? So they're pulling these random cases which are autopilot, not even full self-driving, with usually drunk drivers acting completely human, and then trying to blame the computers. But I use full self-driving every day, and I can tell you it's the safest driving system I have ever seen. It is not perfect yet, and you do have to monitor. It is level 3, but we are close to level 4. Be patient. So when you look at autonomy and you look at the EV business scaling and you look at the demand for electric vehicles and the pricing that Tesla's getting, and you look at the scaling of the 2 factories and what their output is going to be, Tesla is the most exciting growth company in the world.
Again, can't argue. Great point. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Or if not, what is the most exciting company? What is the greatest opportunity if it's not Tesla?
Shares of Tesla in focus after Elon Musk announced via Twitter this week in his plans to increase the price of Tesla's latest full self-driving beta capability in each North American location. The price in the United States will go from $12,000 to $15,000. And Julie, to me, that seems like a lot of money to try to drive a car without your hands on the wheels.
Well, but you're not supposed to drive it without your hands on the wheels, right?
Sort of. I just wanted to see
you set me up. You set me up, didn't you?
Now, to be fair, $15,000 is a lot. It is a shitload, in fact. However, it's not about what you're getting today. It's about locking in the price today, knowing that future functionality will improve. I'll tell you what, when Tesla has solved autonomy, you can get in your Tesla and go, bruh, I didn't even need to tell you where to go. You know where I'm going. Take me there, and then go to sleep and wake up overnight at your destination. I fancy that that's probably worth a little bit more than the $15,000 people are going to be paying today. Of course, if you don't believe Tesla will ever solve autonomy, then it's definitely a different equation. That being said, depending on your circumstances, how much you value your mental energy, how much it drains you to be paying attention, actively driving the entire time versus just monitoring the software, being ready to take over as needed. For some people, this will make a lot of sense. Here's an example. Paying $160,000 a year for a private chef sounds like a waste of fucking money. Yet, there are private chefs today who get this kind of income and people are willing to pay it. Why? Well, for some people, it actually makes sense for them to outsource this. The time saving, the energy saving, it's worth it to them. There are many people today in which the same is true for Tesla's autonomous software. Just because it can't drive the car without being monitored at this point in time doesn't mean it provides no value to some people. Sure. If you're purchasing your first vehicle, you're an 18-year-old kid, you probably can't afford a Tesla in the first place, and if you can, please teach me how you made your money. Maybe it won't make sense to add the extra $15,000 software package unless you can afford to and you're making a bet on the future outcome and capabilities of Tesla software. For an executive, CEO, somebody whose mental energy, every drop is super important. They don't want to be expending any more than they need to on their commute to and from the office every day. Bargain of the century. And so this is important to understand. $15,000 for a piece of software sounds absurd on the surface, but today it's actually great value for some people. But the major point is not about today, it's about the future. How much would it cost to have a full-time chauffeur to drive you from point A to point B anytime you need it? Now, the question, how many years would you own your Tesla vehicle? Let's just pull a number and say 5. Okay, how much would it cost you for 5 years for a personal chauffeur? I don't know, $500,000 or more in salaries. Now that $15,000 isn't looking too expensive, is it?
Right. Full self-driving is not full self-driving. Autopilot is not really autopilot. We know this.
All right, couple of things. First of all, big claim there. Autopilot is not autopilot. So what is autopilot? According to Wikipedia's autopilot page, yes, an entire page dedicated to what autopilot is. Quote, autopilot is a system used to control the path of an aircraft, marine craft, or spacecraft without requiring constant manual control by a human operator. Key words here. Autopilots do not replace human operators. Instead, the autopilot assists the operator's control of the vehicle, allowing the operator to focus on broader aspects of operations. For example, checking out monitoring the trajectory, weather, and onboard systems. So, what does Tesla's autopilot claim to do? Over on the Tesla website, autopilot, quote, autopilot advanced safety and convenience features are designed to assist you with the most burdensome parts of driving. Hang on a minute. I thought we just said autopilot assists the operator, designed to assist you, the operator. Don't want to rain on your parade here, Julie, aka member of the mainstream finance media, often the fake news, but Autopilot introduces new features and improves existing functionality to make your Tesla safer and more capable over time. Autopilot enables your car to steer, accelerate, and brake automatically within its lane. Sounds so familiar. Autopilot is a system used to control the path of an aircraft without requiring constant manual control. Autopilot enables your car to steer, accelerate, and brake automatically within its lane. Current Autopilot features require active driver supervision and do not make the vehicle autonomous. Strike one for the fake news. The second thing I want to address is full self-driving. Now, there's two things that we need to discuss here. First of all, branding, intelligent business decisions, making sense. See, I could call a product anything. Tesla could name full self-driving butt 69 for all I care. It doesn't really matter what it's called. What matters is what Tesla claims it is capable of doing. Now, that being said, I know there's a nitpick because, oh man, they shouldn't call it full self-driving yet. Let me explain why Tesla is calling this software full self-driving before it's capable of fully autonomous driving. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Ready? Okay, let me explain. It's so the day that this software can fully autonomously drive a vehicle and no longer need supervision, Tesla doesn't need to reteach the entire fucking marketplace, tens of millions of customers. Oh, hey guys, you know that software we used to call can't do shit? Well, it could drive your car autonomously now with no supervision, so we're now going to rename it to full self-driving. So we're going to confuse lots of people because it doesn't make any sense to establish this software, tell people what we're planning on doing and achieving, that the features will roll out ahead of time, so when it does, they already know what it is, know what to expect. No. We're going to throw that all away. We're going to rename it as soon as the features change. Version 1, not very self-driving. Version 2, slightly more self-driving, but still not self-driving. Version 3, well, we still haven't fully solved autonomy yet, but we're going to call this version kind of getting close to full self-driving. And then the next version, nearly self-driving. Then the final version will be released and it'll be called, we finally fucking have a self-driving car. You guys understand, right? There is a reason, there is strategy behind Tesla's use of the term full self-driving to describe this software. They're telling the marketplace what their intent is over the long term. Can I think of any related examples? Some guy on YouTube starts a channel called Solving the Money Problem, but only talks about Tesla and Tesla stock. Just for the record, Tesla around a $60 billion market cap when I launched this channel. Guy's talking about solving the money problem, but only talks about Tesla stock. I don't understand. I don't get it. Next minute, Tesla's 10x's or more. Oh, was he sort of... the name. About future. I see what he did there. Now, in all seriousness, I do understand the point from the Poindexters who want to have a whine. The software says full self-driving. We do actually need to engage our brains, not just twist our panties and allow our emotions to overtake. Tesla is very clear in explaining to all customers this software is not fully autonomous. It requires constant supervision, but over the long term, should we succeed, our intention is for this software to become fully autonomous. Make sure you monitor it. In fact, you've got to tick this box and make sure you agree to the terms. Make sure you agree to pay attention. There's literally no one on the planet who is in a Tesla, operating the vehicle, using the full self-driving software, who doesn't know that they need to pay attention. Nobody. It's literally impossible to activate the software without confirming that you're going to pay attention. So the name is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. If Tesla was lying to people, if they weren't mentioning until people had already paid the money, well, yeah, you know what, it can't actually drive itself yet, you need to pay attention. Different story. But they're upfront. In fact, let me prove it. Here we are over on the Tesla website on the order page from Model S. Doesn't really matter which vehicle. It's all the same shit. Let's have a look. There's some features here listed on the side. One of them, enhanced autopilot. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I believe, maybe mistakenly, that my brain works. And so using my brain, when I look at enhanced autopilot, I see a bullet point list of things that it is capable of doing. Navigate on autopilot, auto lane change, auto park, summon, smart summon. In fact, if I click this, again using my brain, I can actually see information about every one of these bullet point listed features explaining exactly what they can and cannot do. Pretty clear, right? Again, if your brain works, oh, okay, these are the features. Yeah, smart summon, activate. Okay, cool. Yeah, I understand what this software does because it tells me what it does on the website before I've paid any money to buy it. The same is true of full self-driving capability. Let's read the bullet points explaining what it is capable of doing. All functionality of basic autopilot and enhanced autopilot and traffic light and stop sign control. Coming soon. Auto steer on city streets. Quote, the currently enabled features require active driver supervision and do not make the vehicle autonomous. So, my brain works, I can comprehend language, I've just read some words that explain to me that the currently enabled features, despite the name of butt69 or whatever it was, I can't remember, what did they call the software again? Despite the current name, the currently enabled features require active driver supervision and do not make the vehicle autonomous. Jeez, it's relatively clear that this does not make the vehicle autonomous. The activation and use of these features are dependent on achieving reliability far in excess of human drivers, as demonstrated by billions of miles of experience, as well as regulatory approval, which may take longer in some jurisdictions. As these self-driving features evolve, your car will be continuously upgraded through over-the-air software updates. So, Tesla's quite explicit here. Hey, today it doesn't make the car autonomous. You need to pay attention. So pretty clear. Today this does not yet make the car autonomous. You still need to pay attention. You still need to supervise. But over time, as we can demonstrate safety far in excess of human abilities and pending regulatory approval, features will improve. And what do you know? Once again, if we click on feature details, we can literally read about every one of the features that are available when you purchase full self-driving. The question I have, why is it that people's brains voluntarily shut down as soon as they discuss full self-driving without actually thinking at all? I really don't get it. It's bizarre to me. You know what? I've got a perfect solution. Tesla should immediately rename their full self-driving software instead to be called, this is the name of the product, until it can fully self-drive. The name of full self-driving should immediately be changed, Tesla, I hope you're listening, to all functionality of basic autopilot and enhanced autopilot and traffic light and stop sign control. PS auto steer on city streets is also coming soon. That should be the name of the software rather than full self-driving. And as every new feature is nailed and approved, they should just add that to the name. You know, that won't be confusing at all. Right? Just imagine if every time Apple released a new generation of smartphone, they renamed it something completely different. So instead of Apple going, oh, hey guys, iPhone version 14 available now. People going, oh, so that's the same shit it was before, but it's improved. More features, more functionality. It's even better because it's an iPhone and I understand what an iPhone is, what it can do, and this is an even better version. Imagine if instead it was an entirely different name every fucking time. You understand, right? There is a reason Tesla has called this software full self-driving before it is fully autonomous. There is also a reason why they make it painfully obvious to everyone before they spend the money buying the software what it is capable of doing and what it's not. And in addition, why before activating the software you need to agree to pay attention. I can't believe I'm even talking about this. I think the short story, the conclusion here is the only people who have a legitimate reason for complaining about the way that Tesla has named their full self-driving software as such before it's fully autonomous is if A, their butt hurts and or B, their brain malfunctions. Otherwise, it's a non-issue, as we've explained. The entire crux of the argument that Tesla shouldn't have called this software full self-driving would be that people would assume that it is full self-driving. Like I said, you can't buy a fucking Tesla without reading about the software and what it's capable of doing, nor can you activate the software without let's move on.
Despite apparently the fact that there are people on YouTube trying to self-drive cars into other people without actually hitting the other people. We're hoping that will... This is something, by the way, that NHTSA has told people not to do, as you might imagine. But, you know, what I'm sort of trying to figure out how many people are actually paying for this. Tesla has said that more than 100,000 drivers had access to full self-driving beta at the end of the second quarter. Now, you have to be paying for full self-driving to then have access to the fuller beta version. So it does seem like a lot of people are anteing up and paying for this. And so effectively, this is another price increase on many Teslas.
Right, and it seems like that's the city streets driving capability for those 100,000 owners too. And so it begs this question for all of the miles that have been tested, and I think they said about 36 million miles at this point in time. Getting the reviews from those customers, of course, they're going to say, and they talked about this on the most recent earnings call, saying they're very happy with the capability of the system, and they're going to continue to improve it each week. But this is one of Elon Musk's main goals over the course of this year. He also tweeted this out over the week, actually not even over the weekend, at 2:25 a.m. this morning. He said that FSD wide release is one of his main goals this year, the other one for SpaceX Starship to orbit here. But it really gives a sense of how laser focused the company is going to be on this, but also regulatory, how much red tape they still need to get through in order to bring this to full fruition in the masses as well, of those customers that they already have driving a Tesla vehicle.
Well, got to give credit where it's due. We finally hear some reasonable comments over Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it also offers a...
Go ahead, Saz.
No, I was just going to say, it offers a good snapshot into what I think you're going to see from other automakers here. Just look at Tesla. If you're going to you want heated seats, you're probably going to have to pay a subscription cost. You want a special air conditioning feature, you're probably going to have to pay more. You want cooled seats, you're going to have to pay a subscription. I think there's a major reimagination inside the auto industry right now on how can you suck more money out of consumers by making them pay after they buy and they spend a lot of money on a car. These conversations continue to be ongoing.
Yeah, and I do wonder how much the pushback is going to be once things start sort of balancing out once again and finding equilibrium in terms of pricing. our customers going to stand for that? We saw a lot of pushback against that kind of activity in the airline industry, for example, where people were being charged for extras.
Someone help me out here. Kind of a little bit confused. Don't really understand the comment about the airline industry. I don't really know the situation there, but based on what I just heard, Brian was suggesting that Tesla and other automotive manufacturers are going to try and get as much money out of customers after the fact by allowing them the option, the choice of paying more for certain features. Isn't that the opposite of getting charged for extras? As in, instead of paying for all the extras you're not going to need up front, just allow customers after purchase to pay for the things they want. Surely I'm misunderstanding, right? Can someone clarify in the comments below what did Julie mean by that? And by the way, just to be clear, some of these points are valid. We're seeing the automotive industry transform. It's no longer how much did you make on the car and now how much you're going to make on parts and service. Instead, it's how big is your active install base? How many active users do you have who can purchase things, software, upgrades, performance upgrades, extra range, features, functionality, infotainment, entertainment, and so on. The whole model's changed. I do find it a little bit laughable. Just imagine that Tesla had invented the personal computer and they own the whole ecosystem, so you could buy Tesla software as well. Comes with an operating system so you can use it, but hey, if you want this feature or that feature, this software, you know, some video editing software, or you want a different application, you have to pay extra for that. Can you believe that? Can you believe the audacity of charging people for extra software that they want to make their thing do more things? Can you imagine charging people extra for new features and functionality? Charging money for additional value, optional money that people, if they want, if they need, if they desire, giving them the option to pay the money to have the thing they would like. Can you imagine that? I don't quite think these folks in general are really understanding what electric vehicles are. In other words, they're not just an ICE vehicle, they're a computer on wheels. Shout out to over-the-air upgrades. I don't think they're getting it. This is to be expected. Every automotive manufacturer who isn't bankrupt in the future will give customers the option of paying extra money after they've purchased the car to increase the features and or functionality of their vehicle, whether it's buying an app, a game, communication software, subscribing to a certain service, unlocking extra range, performance, feature updates, and so on. This is to be expected. This is the future of the automotive industry. Anyway, quite a mixed bag here today. On the one hand, you've got Tesla bull Ross Gerber continuing to bang the drum on Tesla stock, even over the next 1 year. Never mind the next 10 years, the dude is super bullish and I'm on the same page. On the flip side, still today, in August 2022, you have mainstream media muppets falsely claiming that Tesla Autopilot is not Autopilot and also whining out loud about the use of the term full self-driving to describe Tesla's software. Anyway, I hope you guys and girls have enjoyed the video. Remember, Tesla stock split just around the corner. Can't wait for this one. It'll be very interesting to see what happens to Tesla stock in the day preceding and the days following the stock split. And lastly, don't forget you can support the channel by joining Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. As I mentioned, I've posted a brand new video, the final update on my money printer. I've also posted a major update to my Tesla stock price targets, factoring in the new split, plus lots of updates to my valuation model. And all Patreon supporters will instantly unlock my archive of well over 100 exclusive videos. So I'll see you over there. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.